Good morning. Welcome to Village in Motion. Today is Monday, July 29th, 2019, and today is Caturday. If you've never heard of Caturday, it's kind of an internet thing. But the whole idea is that on Saturday is a day you can spend at home with your cats, thus Caturday. And here to celebrate with me, I have two guests. First, here on my left is Judy Leach from a rescue group called Animal Allies. Good morning.
Good morning.
And also joining us, sitting in for the leader of the Cat's Whiskers group is Janelle Cesari, who is a cat crazy person.
Yes.
And we said, Janelle, can you come and help? And she said, I'll be right there. And you brought a picture of your cat.
Of course. She goes everywhere with
What's
me.
her name?
Athena. We call her Addie. Yeah,
Addie.
we got her from a shelter and love of my life right here.
There you go. But we won't tell your husband that. He always thought he was. Oh, okay. Judy, tell us about Animal Allies. You are a group of volunteers.
Yes,
You're
we
a
are
nonprofit group.
Nonprofit cat rescue group. We are a foster-only group. We do not have a facility, so we're a rather small group compared to some of the others. In a foster group, you have volunteers that foster the kitties. So as we take them into our system, they go into a foster home, and they stay there until they're adopted, which is nice because you get to know the personality of the cats better than putting them in a cage or anything else like that. But it does limit the amount of number of cats that we can take in. We have to wait until one is adopted and then is not coming back from its new home, and then we can take in another kitty. So we are, constantly looking. We pull cats from shelters. We do a lot of TNR in the community as well, which is trap, neuter, and release. So we end up picking up.
So trap, neuter, and release would be like if I saw a
the
cat
outdoor
lurking
kitties
around my house for days and days, and I thought, this is a lost cat.
Right, it's either a lost cat or a feral cat. But what we try to do is keep the community cats from breeding too much. And so when we do the trapping, through the Fairfax County, they do the spay neuter free. We end up finding lots of tiny kittens. So we end up bringing them in, and that's how we pick up. It keeps the population down. We pull also from the shelter, and we also pull from give-ups, people who can no longer care for their kitties, or they leave them behind, which is the worst thing you can do.
So back up to the trap, neuter, and release. You trap them, they are neutered, and then you release them back into the wild where they came from. But they won't reproduce to have even more homeless cats.
That's right. And once they don't produce, and they live their life out as a feral cat.
And some of them love it.
They do.
Yes, my husband
they're
used
wild
to feed
animals,
one that he loved being outside.
Yeah, there's a lot of controversy about that, but the kind thing to do is not kill them, but fix them so they don't breed.
That's right.
Yeah, so we take our cats in from really wherever we can, wherever the need is,
wherever
the greatest,
the need is.
right?
And you have a wonderful website.
We do.
If someone was looking to add a cat to your family,
it would. Yes, www.animalallies.com.
And you were telling me the other day that you take mostly younger cats.
Well, because we're a foster group, it's very difficult to take in too many older cats where it takes a longer time to get them adopted. There's a lot of other groups out there that have a better system for that. We do take them in, when we can. And finding foster homes that can hang on to the kitty until they're adopted is something that they've really got to enjoy doing.
That would be hard to do. Have you ever fostered a cat, Janelle?
Well, I have to confess that when I go to PetSmart, I actually in my previous job worked with, now it's going to slip my mind, fancy cats. And I actually donated, because we used to donate to nonprofits, and I donated to them, and then they were actually the people that I got my cat from. But I need to take tissues with me when I go to these places because I do the thing I should never do, and I read the stories about my owner died. or my owner has cancer, or
Yeah.
I had this owner and they moved and left me. I can't read that stuff.
It's hard.
I have
It's
to
very
read.
hard.
But I'm like you.
I want to
go into
adopt
PetSmart.
all of them.
Yes, I go into PetSmart and there they are, and
Yeah.
we just read every story.
I can't.
But
take
those
it.
are the lucky ones.
Yes, I
those are the
know.
ones that are rescued.
I know.
You know, there's so many out there that, you know, once you're full, you have to say no,
Yeah.
and there's
And then
nothing
it's
else you
hard.
can do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you ever get
So-
attached to the ones you foster that you have a hard time getting?
all of my cats are foster failures.
Oh, okay. So you
I,
couldn't let
along
them
with
go.
many other people, are yes.
Yeah.
Some of our fosters will become foster failures. They just can't.
Yeah, I
They
can't let go.
found their perfect match.
That would be me.
And you know,
Which is
unless
why I don't foster
yeah.
because
But
I
unless sometimes that cat will also foster other kitties, so they can continue to foster. But
Yeah.
And I know
Yeah, fair.
that you're very selective about how you place your cats. When we were looking for a cat, we contacted Animal Allies, and Judy called us, and we told her about our lifestyle and everything. And there were 2 or 3 times that we'd say, well, there's a cute one online, and Judy would counsel us and say, no, that one might be a little too active for you. And little did she know that the cute little ball of fluff that she brought us was going to be a drag racer around our apartment.
yes,
But
well,
I'm
it was
glad that you-
interesting in your case because you had a cat, and she was, I think, about
Yeah,
6
she was
when
a
you
6 at the
adopted her.
time.
And normally calicos, 6 years old, and you've got, you know, they have a little temperament sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But this kitty, your kitty, couldn't wait to get another
It was
cat,
like, oh,
and
you're
so it was a
here.
that was what we call a good match.
Yeah, it really worked
It really
well.
was, and it's a happy ending.
So you were mentioning that you were mentioning donated to groups, and if any of our watchers would like to donate to Animal Allies, you can find their information at www.animalallies.com. And you can see the cute kitties there, and if it's something that you'd like to donate to support their group, I'm sure that would help.
Yes, we welcome all
I'm going to
donations.
donate.
Thank
I hadn't
you.
heard of you before, but I plan to
Yes,
donate.
yes, we can use the donations.
Oh, I'm sure.
It's a really good thing that you do, especially about the neutering and the,
Yeah.
Yes.
So
yes.
that you were talking about neutering with trap, neuter, and release,
Mm-hmm.
but other cats that come to you, if they haven't been neutered, you pay for the neutering?
Well, we don't offer it neutering and spaying for individuals who own their cats, but we
Okay.
do guide them in the right direction. I mean,
Okay.
there are, depending on if their income, there's a lot of ways you can get lower cost spay neuter, and there's a couple places in the area. Anasaria Clinic down in Manassas. It's quite a distance, but they offer low cost.
Oh, that's good.
Fairfax County offers low cost for lower income people.
Okay.
So there are options.
Yeah,
There are options.
because that probably
Sometimes
is an expense. You know, you think, oh, a
Yes.
cat, they're easy
Yes.
and there's not a lot of expense, but that neutering fee
Right.
and veterinary fees do add up.
Yeah. But every cat that we adopt out is spayed or neutered already. We will never
Okay.
adopt them out not spayed.
Except
or-
like in our case, he was too young at the time.
Yes.
So
but yeah.
you followed up with us,
Yes.
made sure that he had been
Yeah,
neutered.
you would go, if they're that young, there's a contract you sign that says
Yes.
you would get them fixed. And some people want to wait, some people don't.
Right, and that contract
So-
is a pretty hefty
Yeah,
contract.
it's a long one.
But the contract pretty much says you will love this kitty or
Yes.
take good care of it, or
Yeah.
you'll give it back to us.
What we don't want are people to all of a sudden say, well, I have a life change, and I think I'll just take my cat to the shelter. That's one thing we try to avoid in our contract.
Of course.
To contact us and then let us rehome the kitty from there.
And it is important for all of us here at Green Spring who have animals of whatever kind to make sure that we have formally written something down, registered it with
Yes.
our social worker, so that if something happens to us, that social worker has someone to contact about the animal.
Yes.
Janelle,
Yes.
you're saying yes.
Well,
you're
I also
familiar with
I
this?
see people put signs on their doors that say, "If no answer, please know I have a cat here." Or I've seen many of those.
I have just a 3x5 card that says 2 cats inside.
I have no idea how many people have cats here at Green Spring. I know the dogs because of the pet parade that I run, but I'm very curious. Do you have any idea?
I have no idea whatsoever. We do have a
Interesting.
group, and this is their sign, the Cat's Whiskers. This is a group that meets, I think, once every other month, and they meet and gather in Woodland Skies for lunch, and they talk about their cats, but they share information about their cats too. Where is a good vet? Well,
Yeah,
I
that's
can't
important.
clip my cat's claws. Is there any vet that comes here to do that? All the information. And sometimes they share, like maybe a cat will die and somebody has a lot of leftover paraphernalia or food, and they share that kind of information.
That's very good.
If any of you are interested in joining the Cat's Whiskers, you can look in the Community Resources Handbook for the contact information, and keep your eye on the bulletin board and the scroll, because they always put up a sign when they're going to have a meeting, and they'd be happy to have you join them. And you brought with you, Judy, some pamphlets that your group has. And these are very good pamphlets. One's called Senior Moments, not about us. This is not about people, this is about cats.
These are not ones that we put out.
But somebody does.
Yes, somebody did. We just have them available.
Yeah. This is Understanding Behavior Changes in Aging Pets. In our case, that our older cat has gotten younger every year with the addition of a younger cat. This one's called The Feisty Feline, Taming the Cat with an Attitude. And then there are Destructive Cats, Solving Chewing and Scratching Problems, showing a cat here decorating the furniture.
Can I just jump in and say, my couch looks like someone got a cheese grater and shredded it, because I don't have the heart. My husband built scratch pads and leaned them against the couch. Well, she goes under the pads. And I just gave up. I'm just not going to get a new couch for 10 years.
That's kind of the answer.
Is there anything I can do?
One thing is you never want to put your scratching post on something you don't want them to scratch.
Well, he's done that for the last 4 years.
And that's, I see a lot of these things they have that they hang from the door or hang on the wall, because once that's no longer scratchable, they're going to go right next to it, which is the wall.
Okay,
so
this will come up at dinner tonight.
Just come out, yeah.
Thank you for the
post. And it's really important when you get a scratching post that you have a big base. Really, the pet stores don't carry very good products in that regard. So I tell people, if you buy them from a pet store, if you're handy, you can just put it on top of a bigger base.
Okay.
Because the thing that's important with scratching is when a cat scratches, if it wobbles, they don't like that.
They don't want it. They want
so they're going to go to something that doesn't want
my
and
couch.
Your couch doesn't
your couch.
So it's really important to have that, and it's all about the base and the height.
There's a product that a lady gave to us in thanks for cat sitting her cat, and it looks like corrugated cardboard bases, and they go together like this, so it looks like this. So you have cardboard underneath and cardboard on the top, and I thought, oh, yet another something these cats will ignore. They have not scratched anything else since this arrived.
that,
I think
yeah.
we're on the
Can I
third
borrow
one now.
that? Can I borrow that?
I'll give you the name of it. But we get it on the internet.
Yeah.
They don't carry it in any of the stores, like you said, but they love it.
Yeah.
And
there's
it really
a store,
helps.
not to well, anyway, store Felix and Oscar on Backlick,
Oh, yeah.
and they have, my cats love it, it's a box, because they like boxes. It's got a scratch pad. It's about this wide and about that long. And it has sides, and then it's cut down in the front. So they can lay in it, and they can scratch on it. And my cats
that
love
sounds
it.
good, too.
But you also have to be cognizant of whether your cat's a ground scratcher or an upright scratcher, or both.
She's upright.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. I never
important,
thought about
Some
that.
cats just love the grounds. I had one cat that scratched nothing but a scratch box.
Interesting. Let's take a minute here. I don't know what Terrence has been showing in the way of videos, but I know he has some pictures of Caturday cats. If maybe he can show those. There we go.
Oh, look at that
Celebrating
baby.
Caturday. And these are the kinds of things that are on the internet. This is where this whole idea came from.
Gosh,
That's a
look at that
cutie.
smile.
They're all cuties. That's the problem. Makes you just want to get a cat and spend a day with it. Seriously, I can't imagine a cat sitting still to let you do that. Caturday's got me smiling. Those are wonderful. And if you need a cat fix, the internet is the place to go. YouTube has just tons and tons of videos about cats, and you can just get your cat fix there without any problem. I want to look at the other ones of these. We talked about destructive cats. This one is Scaredy Cat, helping cats and kittens with fear. And then there are the litter box blues, solving house soiling problems, which is the problem we all hope we'll never have to face. Janelle, have you had that happen?
Yes, and I have to say, a coworker of mine, I won't name his name, But for a while, my husband put down a hardwood floor that he did himself. And then, of course, the cat kept peeing outside of the box. So as soon as the hardwood floor came down, we needed a fast solution.
Yes.
So one of the coworkers here, who's a cat lover, told me, why don't you have the lid on the litter box? So we got the lidded ones. No more peeing outside of the box. The problem solved. Of course, that was after she damaged the carpet, which we had to remove.
Of course.
But again, part of the problem is I never had a pet as a child. My first pet I had at like 40. So I'm kind of like learning the hard way through my mistakes how to handle this.
Yes,
situation.
like us with the kitten.
Yes,
not realizing
exactly.
That there's a product, speaking of cats doing things that our kitten decided he wanted to knock over everything in the house. There's a product called Museum Putty. You can get it at the Container Store, and it kind of looks like clay, but you roll it in your hands and then you stick it on the bottom of whatever you don't want to be knocked off. And it will hold it in place strongly enough that he can't knock it over. But it's really, really helpful. We have a lot of just little sit-around stuff, and he was kind of downsizing for us. Don't want that? Okay.
He should work for Great Spring and help with the downsizing.
That's right. We have a cat we can loan you to help you downsize. That could work really well. But these look like really good pamphlets. And I'll keep those if anybody would like to see any of them. Let me know. Let's talk about other things you can. If you need a cat fix, there's some wonderful cat books out. One of them is called Bob, No Ordinary Cat. I found this in a thrift shop, and it's a wonderful book because it's about a cat who pretty much adopted a man in London, and the cat and the man go around panhandling out on the streets. And the whole book is about Bob, No Ordinary Cat. He's become quite well known. And then here we have, this is a book that Judy brought with her that she is giving to me, you said?
Yes, just your
library.
library.
It's available for loan. It's called Cat Wise, America's favorite cat expert. Answers your cat behavior questions. And Judy and I were talking.
And it's very well written. She'll outline the problem, and then solutions are all listed in one, right behind that. It's
maybe that's the book you
everything
need.
you need to know is in there.
Well, I am going on vacation, and I need something to read on the plane. So
there you go.
I got it. Yeah.
There you go. This book is, for those of you who are familiar with James Herriot's books about animals, this one's all kind of a compilation of his stories about cats. He was a veterinarian in England someplace, but he has wonderful cat stories. And then here we have, this is the cat who had 60 whiskers. And now this book I know is in our library by Lillian Jackson Braun. And this author has written many cat books. There must be about 20 of them. Yeah. And it's a story of two cats who help solve mysteries. Very, very good author. And a similar author's name, this is Rita Mae Brown and Sneaky Pie Brown, who is her cat, shown on the back of the book. But her stories feature a lady and her cat and her dog who talk in the book. And they actually solve the mysteries, but they let the human think that the human does, and they're always just decrying the problem with humans and that they're just not too smart.
Not well trained.
Now, you mentioned how many cats we have at Green Spring. We don't know. But Terrence has put together a video that has some pictures of, I think, your cat.
Well, of course.
And my cats, and some of my previous cats, and some of my mother's previous cats, and some other cats that Terrence found just looking in the hallways in Green Spring. So, Terrence, if you can run that video, we'd love to see it. Thank you for putting that together for us, Terrence. That was wonderful. Janelle, tell us about the Nationals and Caturday.
Well, I've not been to it because somehow every time they do it, I can't get to the game. But, you know, they always have pups in the park. And I think the cat people were feeling slighted.
Pups in the park is you can bring your dog to a game.
They have that several times a year, and it's really adorable. I've actually been to the games when the dogs are there, and first of all, you don't bring your dog unless you know it's well behaved.
Of course,
there's a lot going on, and the hot dogs are everywhere.
Yeah,
they're usually pretty well behaved, and they dress. They put the costumes on.
Oh,
but Caturday is, I think they've done it once or twice in a year. They basically give out shirts. And I think they might have donations for a shelter or something. And it's just a way for cat lovers to get together and talk about their cats. Kind of like we are, but we can't bring them.
That's right, we can't bring them
here.
So,
but I have to get to one because I really want one of the T-shirts.
You want a T-shirt?
Because I'm a gnats lover and a cats lover.
Well, that's a gnats and a cats lover.
Yeah, that's cute. But I plan to go. I think you can go online and read more about it. I'm not as well versed on it as I should be, so.
We were talking about things online. I was telling Terrence earlier and looking for pictures. There is a website called Cats in Sinks. 3 words, Cats in Sinks. Some cats love to sit in sinks, and evidently a lot of them do because you can go to that website and just see hundreds of them.
So that's a cool.
It's a neat idea. Neat idea. So I was looking up, and I think Judy was too, this is 10 scientific benefits of being a cat owner. One, some of these get a little far-fetched. One is owning a cat is better for the environment. Do you have any idea why? Neither did I, but this is what it says. A 2009 study found that the resources needed to feed a dog over the course of its life create the same eco footprint as that of a Toyota Land Cruiser. Meanwhile, cats, which eat less in general and are more likely to eat fish than corn or best flavored products, have the approximate carbon footprint of a small hatchback. So there's a reason right there. I was
thinking it was the food production.
Yeah, I had never thought about it that way. Another one says that cats have been shown to help people get over losses more quickly, which is just something to hug and something to pet. Now, this is an important one. The cats can help you find a significant other. If you're a single guy and you can't seem to get a date, get a cat. 82% of women agreed that they are.
The guys in the studio laughing back there.
82% of women agreed that they are more attracted to men who like animals, and 90% of single women said that men who own a cat are nicer than other guys. So we all will hear guys doing things and saying, well, that's chick bait. Yeah. I don't know what we call this, but evidently having a cat is a good thing.
Yes.
Yeah. Now this one, I like this one. People who own cats are more likely to have college degrees than their dog-loving counterparts. In other words, people who own cats are smarter. But here's another explanation of that. The smarter people tend to work longer hours, and since cats require less attention than dogs, they are a better choice for the busy intellectual. So, of course, that includes all of us.
Yes.
Yes, right.
That's my excuse.
Yes, right. Owning a cat, you'll have a healthier heart.
I
agree with that one.
Yes.
There you go. 10-year period study showed that that cat owners are 30% less likely to die of a heart attack or stroke than non-cat owners. That's pretty serious stuff, but that's a good thing. Of course, we know they fulfill your need for companionship. What's your favorite thing about your cats? Judy, you have 5.
Oh, I have 5. It's all about the same age too. So, I just love how they say cats don't need a lot of attention and they're a little distant, but my guys are not. They want to know that every room I go to in the house, they all follow. They want to know what I'm doing. They want to know what I'm eating. I just wouldn't have it any other way. I mean, they're just great companions.
Excellent.
And living alone, that's it's important.
Yes, it is important.
Have all these cats following me around. And my lap is never empty when I sit down.
Well, that's nice
That's
if you have lap cats. Lap cats are hard to find.
Lap cats are great. I know. That's why I'm a foster failure for all of these cats.
So a foster failure is a person that should have been fostering and finding homes, but I
fostered many years, like 17 years, and this is.
Janelle, what's your favorite thing about your cat?
Well, she doesn't care what kind of day I've had. If I get home from work and I'm just all stressed out and I vent to her, she doesn't care. She's like, just give me the food. So she's
it's all about her.
She's very chill, and she doesn't mouth me back like a kid would. You know, that's because I don't have any kids, and sometimes I'm around kids and I hear them sassing at their parents, and I go home, it's like she just sits there, she just wants her food. She's very affectionate, and I like to give a lot of affection, and I smother her with affection all the time, and she just eats it up.
That's good.
And Calico, and I've been told this, and I'm not a cat expert, she's a calico, and she has such a sweet temperament. And
yeah,
I don't
our
know if
calico
that's
is also,
characteristic.
yes.
Yeah.
Beautiful cat.
And she's just very loving and lighthearted. And one of the things she does I love the most is when we don't let her outside at all, but we'll open the sliding glass door and she imitates the birds and does chirping noises.
Chirping.
She's just
That's fun.
She's very whimsical.
Right.
And she does definitely lighten my heart. So
Yeah, that's lovely.
Yes.
One thing that we're out of time, and one thing that we've forgotten to talk about that is so important, and that's the importance of getting your cat chipped.
Microchipped, yes, so important.
And that's important because
Well, when we take in stray cats, the first thing we do is have it scanned for a microchip. We've returned quite a few cats to people who gave up, thought they'd never see. One was almost 6 months, and it was a client of the vet that we go to, that we vet to. So they called her at work. She just burst into tears. She couldn't believe she never thought she'd get him back.
Getting a microchip doesn't hurt a cat. It's just about the size of a piece of rice, and they insert it right at the back of the neck. The cats don't care. It doesn't bother them at all. But the information is there for the owner to be located if the cat is lost. Really important. Judy, Janelle, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.